due to its forever preventable punishment. Diabetes is much like a life sentence for a crime on your body. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Yakub. I'm a holistic practitioner in all the 14 dimensions of health and wellness. Today, we're going to talk about the life sentence condition, diabetes. The World Health Organization defines diabetes is for a single raised glucose reading with symptoms, otherwise raised values on two occasions of either a fasting glucose or a fasting plasma glucose of more than 7 millimoles per liter, a glucose tolerance test, which is 2 hours after an oral dose of glucose, which shows more than 11.1 millimoles per liter, a random blood glucose sugar, which is greater than 11 millimoles per liter in association with typical symptoms, or a glycated hemoglobin, which is also called HbA1c, of more than 48 millimoles per moles. The WHO also defines prediabetes as the fasting glucose range of 6.1 to 6.9 millimoles per liter. There are two types of diabetes. Type 1, which is characterized by loss of the insulin-producing cells of the pancreas, leading to insulin deficiency. This type is often caused by immune system attacking the body, and normally it's discovered at a young age, though it can be discovered later. Type 2, which is the more common one, is characterized by insulin resistance, which may be combined with relatively reduced insulin secretion, and it appears in the middle to late age. However, these days it can be found even in kids. As of 2019, an estimated 463 million people have diabetes worldwide, accounting for almost 8.8% of the adult population. Type 2, as I mentioned, makes the majority, which is 90% of all cases, and the prevalence of diabetes continues to increase, most dramatically in low and middle income nations. Diabetes has been the seventh leading cause of death globally. Diabetes can lead to disabilities including stroke, heart attack, cancers, dementia, ulcers or amputation of the legs, blindness, kidney failure, infertility, depression, anxiety, and even premature deaths. As we talked about, obesity is the main cause for diabetes due to insulin resistance, which is the inability of cells to respond adequately to normal levels of insulin, occurs primarily within muscles, liver, and the fats. The fat cells deposit in the muscles and liver, hence obstructing insulin from carrying its function on those cells, which is to absorb the glucose in the blood. The pancreas grows in size to compensate, hence producing more insulin for the insensitivity. However, the fat cells start destroying the pancreas and even reducing the secretion of insulin. Leptin, the hormone for storing fat, also contributes to insulin resistance during aging or during exposure to high-fat diet, whereby the body becomes resistant to leptin and fails the person from restraining food intake, leading to obesity and diabetes. That's why you see people who are obese, even though they have eaten enough food, sometimes it's hard for them to get satisfied. Diabetes happens in pregnancy because of the pregnancy hormones interfering with the actions of insulin, leading to resistance, henceforth this diabetes, especially in obese mothers. The child might get some complications like being big, malformations of the heart and nervous systems. Diabetes can also be caused by some drugs like the ones for asthma. It can be also caused by alcohol-related pancreas damage and cancers of the pancreas and some other glands of the body. Genetics have been linked with type 1 diabetes and to some extent type 2, especially the early onset of type 2 in youth. Normally, when we sleep, the body produces a stress hormone known as cortisol, which is responsible for the release of more sugars in the blood, and presentations at night like of urinating, thirst, and hunger, which leads to weight loss, those are all signs of potential for diabetes. People with type 1 normally get diagnosed after presenting in emergency as a critical condition where they are grasping for air, thirst, urinating a lot, abdominal pain, and even weakness. The condition is called diabetic ketoacidosis because the body, especially the brain, has started using ketones, which are acidic, and ketones are fat cells, due to the lack of glucose since there's no insulin at all. That's type 1. There have been people with type 2 diabetes who have developed diabetic ketoacidosis, found specifically in people of African origins. Diabetes can lead to serious situations or even death through a person being dehydrated, which is when the body lacks enough water, and not enough sugars in the body because of taking too much insulin, the treatment, or sleeping in an empty stomach so that the insulin uses all the sugar and hence leading to lack of sugar in the blood. Type 1 diabetes needs insulin permanently. Insulin was discovered in 1922 initially. The one which is given is the one from the pigs. Currently, they give lab-made human insulin. Type 2 can be treated with medications including insulin and other drugs which either increase the sensitivity of the body to insulin or increase the production of insulin from the pancreas. Those drugs have shown to help with diabetes with varying degrees in even losing weight. However, they have side effects including weight gain, muscle pains, and in case of insulin, a potentially fatal overdose. However, there are lifestyle modifications which can treat diabetes, type 2 mainly, or even and prevent it in case of prediabetes. Eating food with less carbohydrates, high proteins, and a lot of fiber, avoiding processed fatty food, avoiding sugary drinks like soda and fruit juices, drinking enough water, walking at least 30 minutes a day, sleeping on time and not eating food before going to bed, managing stress through meditation, avoiding taking a lot of alcohol and smoking, taking your medications, especially insulin if type 1 diabetes as per instructed, and if affordable, acquiring a continuous glucose monitor device. So if you have one problem currently with your health, work, education, finances, relationships, parenthood, or life in general, if yes, please feel free to talk to us in an effort to find a solution based on our expertise and experience in counseling and coaching together. Book a free 30-minute consultation by clicking on the link below. Thank you.